What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. So, was really looking closely at this today, and we have a new surprise double credit event for the next couple of days in Warframe that we'll be going over today. This literally just appeared like a half hour ago, and this is a type of event that will not be posted on the official forums or whatever. It's not really a official event, it's like a mini event in Warframe, but you're still getting double credits, like 1,000,000 credits in one mission. So let's get right into it. But before we go over this stuff, make sure you're subbed with this channel. We do daily Warframe video uploads. Come by the live stream channel as well. I'll be live doing help runs for this Profit Taker, basically for hours and hours and hours over the next like 3 days. So if you want to come stop at the live stream channel, all you need to make sure you do is have the Profit Taker unlocked, and I will help you farm credits. If you don't have it unlocked, you can't really do this mission, so let's get right into it, though. Alright, so what is the double credits event? It's going to be the Thermia Fractures bonus, surprisingly, for the third time in a row, has given us double credit Thermia missions, or Fortuna missions again. I guess it's all the returning players to the game, making this a more popular node, but yeah, we have a double credit Thermia event for the next 3 days, 10 hours from when I'm recording this right now. And I'm going to be uploading this video at a weird time, so yeah, you have about 3 days, let's just call it 3 days to farm double credits from this mission. Now, what you should be specifically doing, we'll show a full video build guide on this, is farming the Profit Taker, the big crab spider thing. That is going to be dropping 1,000,000 credits after you have knocked it out. Now, you can even make it go above 1,000,000 credits. So 1,000,000 credits with a Chroma and a credit booster on the Profit Taker. How do you push it above that? You can go to 1.4 million credits per run with the Master Rank 30 Relay Blessing. So go to a relay and maybe just hang out there for a while. And there will be, once word on this gets out, there will be people doing credit blessings on the relays more. So that means you go there, you wait, it gives you a credit blessing for about 3 hours. For those 3 hours, it'll be 1.4 million credits instead of just 1,000,000 credits. And then if you want to double it even more, bring the Smita Kavat. The Smita Kavat can make it 2.8 million, or even if you're super, super lucky, 5.6 million credits in one mission. So let's go ahead and talk about what types of builds that you should be going for this setup, because I'm going to show you what I use. Now, I'm going to go ahead and let you know that there is technically a more speedrun strat than this, but I actually forgot to learn how to do it. But it's the Ogress strat is faster than this, but you can't really use your Ogress to DPS the boss, unfortunately, so I'm going to stick with the Zenith and the strats I usually use. Now, if you watch my previous double credit announcement video from when this last happened, I have changed some stuff on the builds since then. Specifically, I am using the Corvus now instead of the Velocitus. Although the Velocitus did get buffed back to what it's supposed to be, the Corvus can one-shot with no charging, so that's pretty nice. But now that does involve a Riven as well, so let's get into what all the builds are and what the idea of this fight is. So it requires rank 5 with Solaris United to even get access to this. It's the Profit Taker, and it's the stage, I think it's stage 4 or 5. Sorry, it's like 2:30 a.m. right now. I don't remember if it's stage 4 or 5. Just like I couldn't remember if it was Kavia level 4 or 3 or 2 yesterday. People love to call me on that one. But yeah, we got the Profit Taker fight here, and as far as what it requires to unlock it, just rank it up basically. But here are the builds I'm using here. And I'm going to show you everything. Literally everything I use for the Profit Taker is being shown right now. Now, the reason that I am using Chroma, the 4th ability of Chroma, Effigy, will double the credits that the enemy drops while it's on the ground. The trick for this is make sure you're within about 10 meters of the credits where they drop after the Profit Taker dies. As long as that's on the ground, it will work for you and your teammates. The Chroma 4th ability credit buff is for everybody. It says 60%, it's 100%. I don't know why it says 60% on there, but yeah. It's a guaranteed double credit as long as it's nearby the boss. And we're using the Nourish Helmet ability for energy economy and basically just viral on everything. Makes it really easy to take care of all those elements. As far as the rest of the abilities, I know some people like Eclipse. I'm just going to use Nourish because I like that. We got Vigorous Swap. When I swap weapons, I get big damage buffs. Holster Amp. When I swap weapons, I get even more damage. Prime Sure-Footed. There's lots of knockdowns in this fight, so make sure you got this. If you don't have it, that sucks, but you can maybe eventually get it. Narrow-Minded is going to give you a ton of duration and negative range. And we got Triple Umbra on here for all the Umbra stats. Transient Fortitude and Blind Rage give us even more power strength, and Prime Continuity makes us have more duration. So we have 400% strength on Chroma with a 1100% damage buff, a, what is that, 142 holster damage, and our Nourish is a 5x multiplier with a 304% elemental buff. Now, as far as the arcanes, I run Arcane Grace and Arcane Nullifier just for convenience. There's lots of magnetic procs here too, so that magnetic procs being prevented is very nice. And I'm taking so much damage that Grace will keep me alive. These are definitely up to personal preference, but this is what I usually run on Chroma. As far as the weapons, I've got the Zenith. This is great for shooting through the Prophet Taker pylon bubbles. The go-to speedrun strat is the Ogress, but that strategy requires you to memorize every pylon spot. So let's just start off with that. If you don't have the Zenith, I didn't have one of the mods on there. Okay, if you don't have the Zenith, you have other options, I suppose. Maybe go for a Kuva weapon, like a Kuva Comb or a Kuva Karak or something, or a Tenant Cycron, I don't know. Something that is going to be able to cover lots and lots of elements. We use this because the infinite punch through on the alt fire is going to shoot through the pylon bubble. So we've got elements on here: gas, electric, radiation, and impact puncture slash. We have the new mod Radiated Reload to give in built-in radiation. This is going to make it where we can cover lots of elements here. Additionally, Bane of the Corpus, as the Prophet Taker is considered the Corpus, make sure you run this. The Arcane does not matter. We got Tactical Reload to make it auto-reload while holstered. The Riven is multi-shot critical damage and electric. Multi-shot is the most important stat on this. Okay, moving on to the next weapon. We have the Tenant Diplos Magnetic Roll. This is the best Prophet Taker pistol. It's very, very... I don't like this weapon at all, but it's really, really nice for the Prophet Taker. Like, in normal missions, I would never use this, but it's great here. The Magnetic Roll is 60%. Try to get as high a percentage as you possibly can on these things. And we have the elementals on this one as... excuse me. Corrosive, Magnetic, Radiation, Heat, Impact, Puncture, Slash. So we got lots of elements on this Diplos. And that's because of the built-in magnetic roll and also the accelerated isotope giving radiation. So we got... radiation, and don't forget the viral too from Nourish. We also going to have viral from Nourish. There's no galvanized mods needed because we're not going to be getting kills on trash ads here. The Riven is electric, critical chance, toxin, minus zoom. You do want to have multiple elements on the Riven for this if you can. Basically just try to get double element. That's your main concern. Expel Corpus as it is a Corpus. For the Exodia Contagion Zaw, I've got Vargeet 2 Jai, Plague Aquin, and Plague Kiwar. You can run whatever Zaw you want to. Just make sure it has lots of crit and lots of attack speed. So let's see. Let's show another Zaw that could work for this too. Let's see. This one could work too. Vargeet 2 Jai, Sikala Rabvi. Vargeet 2 Jai, Pei Sepfon. Anything that's like Vargeet 2 Jai and maximum attack speed, that's what you really want here. But it's fun to throw a candy cane at the Prophet Taker. We've got the build is going to be Toxin Rads. This is our main toxin source. The only element we're not really covering reliably is cold, but that is on our Arcwing gun. I will show you that in a second here. Exodia Contagion will be used to throw projectiles at the PT and do a bunch of damage. Melee exposure for built-in corrosive damage on ability cast. That's quite nice. And of course, Smite the Corpus, because it's a Corpus. How many times do I have to say that? For the elemental or the focus school, I've got Zeneric here. Just goes really well with Nourish to give energy over time. And for the Smitakavat, very important for this, make sure you have the Charm ability. This is the one that can give you double credits. Really nice. Tenacious Bond gives you increased critical damage, and you could maybe even go with like Reinforced Bond for more fire rate if you wanted to, but I don't have it on here. Alright, so here's the big thing. This is the thing I did change from the previous video, guys. So we have the Void Rig. The build doesn't really matter on the Void Rig, but this is what I have. The big thing that does matter is the weapon the Void Rig is holding. It's the Corvus Normal, not the Corvus Prime. The Corvus Prime is very different. It does not work here, unfortunately. But the Corvus Normal with a Radiation and Cold build. With this setup, you can one-shot the Prophet Taker with no charge. Just make sure you're aiming down sights with critical focus, because that will give you the critical chance and critical damage buff you need to one-shot that Prophet Taker. Now, while you're leveling it up, it might feel really, really bad. Not until I put every mod on here did it would not one-shot the Prophet Taker until that, guys, okay? Also, I've got a Riven with multi-shot and heat. The best stats for this would be multi-shot, elementals, Bane of the Corpus, and negative zoom. Critical can be okay too, I guess. But yeah, this thing is very nice for a one-shot in the Prophet Taker. It will, you have to shoot the legs one at a time, obviously, like, pop that one, pop that one, pop that one. But overall, Yeah, it's really, really nice. I don't know why I do know why. The Corvus Prime doesn't work because it's a very different shot. It's a Archiplasmor-esque shot that will not damage the legs of the Profiteer. So that is why it's not not allowed to use the Corvus Prime, basically. Now, as far as the cold damage being covered here, we have that on our Corvus normal, which we can use if we want to switch to our Necramech. But we also have it on our Elite On-Call crew member, which I'm going to show you right now. Now, the reason I'm in the dojo is because you have to actually go to the dry dock to look at these builds, unfortunately. And here is Hoba. Now, he is not as god roll as they can be. The most god roll, I think, is Coast Potentia, which is going to be really deep in this screen. So the best stats you can possibly get are going to be 5 combat, 5 repair, and 5 endurance. My favorite passive is killing an enemy provides nearby allies healing over 10 seconds, but technically, if you're doing only the Profiteer, the critical chance for pistols one is going to be technically a little bit more damage. Let's see if I can find one of those here. Okay, so yeah, increased primary crit chance or whatever. I have a lot of crew members, huh? So yeah, this one right here. So increased crit chance for primary rifles. That will give your Tsar more damage. If you're using something like the Cyclone or something, you can go for pistols instead. But as far as the weapon, I've got a Kuva Tsar. It should be a Radiation Kuva Tsar, but maybe I didn't actually switch it to the right one. So basically, Radiation Kuva Tsar will give you an extra element, but a Toxin one's totally fine. I usually run a Toxin one, and he's probably on a Toxin one right now. As far as the build, ribbons don't work on Elite On-Call crew members, so we've got cold, gas, it's not the Radiation one, it's the Toxin Brahma, or Toxin Tsar, sadly. We've got these stats. I don't think Primary Frostbite even works. So this is what I got, and basically, you're depending on the AI to actually shoot the Profiteer, as that is your cold damage. If you don't, if your crew member is being mean to you, or just the AI is not working that day, you can switch to your Corvus to damage that last little bit of cold, hopefully. Hope there's not too much cold. Now, I will be doing Profiteer help on my stream later today, and maybe tomorrow as well. What are some frames that you can run for this that are not Chroma? Because Chroma gives you double credits, but you only need 1 Chroma on your team. The actual best speedrun frame for this is going to be Volt. Saren's pretty good too, but yeah, Volt is going to make it where the Arcwing movement speed is improved. It will let you fly to the Profiteer faster. Volt's, Electric Shield also gets a crit damage buff too for big damage. So Volt is the best friends with Chroma here. So basically, if you have a squad with Volt and Chroma, maybe even a Wisp, you're going to have a great time. You'll be knocking these out really fast. When you're really geared for this, you only need really 1 person per team to really shoot the boss, because we're that power crept in this game. So here's the Corvus one-shot in the legs. As you can see, it does work pretty well. And it can also one-shot the actual boss itself, too. So here's the placement of the pelt here at the end as well. So basically, after it stumbles twice, then you place the pelt basically where its back left leg joint was. That's the easiest way to put it. With time, you'll get used to it. Now, the Chroma effigy likes to walk around sometimes, I've noticed recently. So try to place it like right before it dies so it won't run away from you. That's where a second Chroma could come in handy to get, making sure that pelt is down. So hope you guys found this video fun, helpful. You got about 3 days, 10 hours to get that double credits, like $1 million per run, 1.4 million with the relay blessing, etc., etc. So see you guys next time. Appreciate support, and may the credits be with you. I'm going for $1 billion this weekend, probably, or this week. Take it easy, guys. Peace.